weekend. We're going to go ahead and talk about Bellator 227 and 228. Bellator 227 is in Dublin, Ireland. Bellator 228 in Inglewood, California at the Forum. Fightful's Denise Salcedo will be around. I don't know what outlet she's doing coverage for, but she mentioned that she's going to be there. Bellator 227. We have Michael Page against the Jobber. We have James Gallagher against the Jobber. We have Ben Henderson against Miles Jury. Those are the three top fights on that show. I got Page, Gallagher, and Ben Henderson winning those, although I am very interested in Ben Henderson versus Miles Jury. I like that fight, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, it's really going to test Miles Jury to see where he's at, because obviously his UFC career has come and gone. Benson's been with Bellator for quite some time, looking to get some way, somehow to a title shot. With a victory over Miles Jury, that I'm not saying it's going to solidify it at 155 pounds for him, but it will. If Miles Jury can emerge victorious, I think he's going to get to that front of that line real quick, or a fight or two from a title shot. So it remains to be seen. But that's a very pivotal fight on that card there. It's pivotal for Bellator's 155-pound division. So
yeah, and it's a nice supplemental show, but I don't know why they're running these back-to-back nights. I don't get it. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me. But Bellator 228 rather, that's a pretty good card. I like that. But you know the most interesting name on this card? Antonio McKee?
Yeah.
Not AJ McKee, although AJ is on this show.
It's in the main card, yep.
When I got the email a while back that's like, hey, you want to talk to Antonio McKee? I was like, what? Why? About his son? I dig them putting him on this prelim show. Sure.
Yeah, has there been a father-son event? Randy and Ryan, maybe? No.
I don't know. Did Jordan Meehan's dad ever do that?
And Lee Meehan? I don't know.
I'm
trying to remember.
I can find out, but
yeah.
Oh boy. That's interesting. He hasn't fought in quite a while, but geez, man. I mean, Lee Meehan's still fighting. My God, I just saw he's still fighting. And
He's
not
a
only
monster.
that, Lee Meehan has won 4 of his last 5 fights.
He's a monster. Good guy, too. Funny guy, to say the least.
So, yeah, I kind of dig that. But then on the actual card, or, hey, on the prelim still, Sean Bunch and Leandro Higo, that's a good fight. That other card could have used that. But we're talking about this main card, AJ McKee, Georgie Karakhanyan, Bellator Featherweight World Grand Prix opening round. I got McKee winning this, but it would not surprise me if Karakhanyan managed to pull it off, Joe. He's fought some tough dudes.
He's been around, right? He's been around for a long time. If I'm not mistaken, I was I'm trying to think. I don't want to turn around and look at the actual press pass, but I think I was at the WEC. Was it WEC that he's competed for? I'm trying to remember which event it actually was. Maybe not. I'm trying to think which one it was, but I've been to one of his fights before. Tough dude. Obviously paying attention to his career. He's had pretty rough run since at least 2014. Win, loss, win 2, lose 2 sort of thing. But experience, man. The dude's got experience, so it remains to be seen. It's not going to be an easy fight for him, but can he pull it off? Of course he can. But at the same time, AJ McKee just dominates. He just dominates people, and 14-0 for a reason, right?
Daniel Weichel against Saul Rogers. Darian Caldwell against Henry Corrales. These are a couple more of the supplemental opening Grand Prix rounds. I love Darian Caldwell hopping up to featherweight, seeing how it rocks. Henry Corrales is a tough out. I got Daniel Weichel and Saul Rogers. That's an underrated fight. That could be very good. I think Saul Rogers will emerge victorious, and I think Darian Caldwell will emerge victorious, and I hope if he does, he stays at featherweight. I mean, if he does, he'll be staying there through the duration of this tournament as long as he lasts. How do you see those two fights going?
Well, Caldwell, going up to featherweight is probably a good idea, right? I mean, losing the title and whatnot. But at 145, I think that's a better weight class for him. He's going to have his hands full with Corrales. I'd say providing the weight cut, but doesn't have to cut that extra 10 pounds. So he should be perfectly fine. It all depends on how he uses that weight in this fight now. The extra 10 pounds, is he going to lose a bit of speed? Will he gain a bit of strength, right? Yeah. You would assume yes on both. So I think he does emerge victorious there. And then you like Saul Rogers versus Weichel. I don't know, man. That's a good fight. That's a solid fight at 145 pounds. It remains to be seen. But you go Rogers, I'll go Weichel. How's that?
Hey, it works for me. Also on this show, Lyoto Machida, Gegard Mousasi, that's a Bellator headliner right there. And I'm surprised that it's not, but considering that they're in the Forum, I understand that they wanted to stack this show, and with good reason. They're in the Forum. That is almost like one of their big venues. It is one of their big venues. It's one of their key venues. I like this. They haven't fought since their fight like 5.5 years ago, and it was a hell of a fight. I loved that fight. But that was in Brazil, and Mousasi ended up picking up the win over Machida. How do you think that this being in the States affects either man, and how do you see this one going? Because Mousasi, until he lost to Lovato, was on one of the many hot streaks of his career.
It's interesting to note because it seems Gegard will always fight to the level of his opponents. Now he's fighting the ultimate counter fighter in the history of MMA. So we'll see how if he's going to be aggressive, if he's going to be apprehensive, because he knows that one wrong move with Machida, despite Machida not being in his prime anymore, could still be very, very dangerous. And Lyoto Machida, I guess, wants to avenge that loss. And Gegard wants to get back to that title. So I think it's going to be a pretty good fight. Hopefully not a boring one. It's only 15 minutes to my understanding. So hopefully these guys don't wait too long to judge each other's distance and the whole feeling out process, and just get to it. So it's a vintage fight per se, although it happened a long time ago. And these two guys aren't in the prime of their careers. They're still good, but not in their prime. So, hopefully it lives up to the two names in this fight. So
some of the betting lines from this weekend: Gegard Mousasi is a -280, Machida is a +240, Michael Page a -600, Richard Keeley a +450, and then Ben Henderson a -265 to Miles Jury's 225. I think it's only fitting that on the midweek series finale of Fightful MMA, we are previewing a Bellator show headlined by a Pitbull brother.
Yes.
And
as coincidence and irony would have it.
Yes. First round of the Bellator World Grand Prix tournament for the title. I love that the title is on the line through the duration of these. That is awesome. It makes these tournaments mean so much more, Joe. And Juan Archuleta getting this fight. Man, this guy is good. He's very good. And the thing is, nobody knows him. Nobody knows who the hell he is. 23-1. He is 32 years old. I think he's 5-0 in Bellator. He's beaten Dudu Dantas, Ricky Bandejas, who's very good. Jeremy Spoon is very good. But before that, he was beating a lot of scrubs. Is he at the level of a Patricio Pitbull? Could you see him toppling Patricio Pitbull at this stage? I mean, he's a former bantamweight competing. Well, I don't want to say former bantamweight. He's competed at featherweight with regularity. He hopped down to bantamweight. Yeah. Can he knock off Patricio Pitbull?
I'll answer that in 1 second. Did I say Lyoto Machida lost to Mousasi?
I believe, yeah, he did. I believe, right?
Okay, because I'm having one of those. What the heck happened years ago? No, he beat Mousasi in the first time.
Okay, yes, you're right. I think I said that Mousasi beat him. My bad. That's my fault.
Okay. I'm having a cramp there for a second. It's too much MMA in this head of mine.
Yes.
So onto the Juan Archuleta question. Yes, he can beat Patricio. Definitely can. But he's got to be awake, man. He's got to be smart. He's got to use his footwork. He cannot, in my opinion, get into that whole firefight, get into a phone booth fight, and trade bombs because, just Patricio doesn't go away, right? So you got to be smart. You got 25 minutes. You got to be able to look at this fight and say, okay, you know what? I don't have to do it within the first 5 or 10. Let me just pick away at my opponent here, from leg kicks to just whatever it takes. And if it gets ugly, then you got to clinch. You got to clinch and do your best to avoid any sort of takedowns and submissions and work the body against the fence, right? I think he can do it. I definitely think he can do it. Soften up Freddie if you can, and then boom, go for that finish. But won't be easy, but can he do it? Of course he can.
I'm looking forward to this show. It's very good. Some real good MMA this weekend, and I'm really excited for those shows.